Hi and welcome back. Well, I did have fun over at my sister's house. We went to the farmer's market. I want to keep saying the flea markets, but they're not flea markets. This one actually had food in it, which is a farmer's market. We bought some peppers and some okra because my plants are not producing anything this year. And those are already cut up and put in the freezer. I made some stuffed peppers with some hamburger. Got those in the freezer for future meals. Got about 3 meals out of those. Made some baba ganoush, but turned out to be a little bit salty, so I brought it home, used it on sandwiches to get rid of it. Today is a weird day. We have this, the leftovers of one of the hurricanes coming up from Mexico hitting us right now. It is wet outside. It is nice and cool, and it's supposed to be hot as Hades. This week has been very busy. I had my windshield replaced. I still need to get the dents fixed in my car. I'm working on it. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and start making some snackies. I have a whole bunch of oranges here that I am going to be going ahead and juice. And we're going to make some orange cranberry quick bread. I also have more figs that I need to deal with. I only made so far 11 jars of figgy jam, and I've already distributed them. I've already distributed them around to friends so far. So, I'm gonna have plenty. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and peel these. We're gonna make a little bit of marmalade with the peels and a little bit of the juice, and with the pulp of the mandarins. These are mandarins. We're going to go ahead and add that to the quick bread. So no waste is going to be had today. Let's get started. I've got all my stuff here. We're going to peel these. I'm going to put the peels in a container for now. Because I'm going to go ahead and blend those up with some of the juice. We're going to keep some of the juice for the bread. And then some of the juice for the preserves. And TJ now has a collar with a bow on it, if you can't hear it. We're going to take off some of this stringy stuff. That's going to be become worm food, and make sure that there are no seeds. You can do this with any citrus, lemons, limes, even a combination would work. Let me go ahead and get this done, and then I'll show you how I make juice out of this. Alright, so now that I have all these peeled, we're going to make juice the old-fashioned way. You'd like yours with or without pulp? Bowl, strainer, and muslin cloth. This way we can separate the juice with the pulp, use the pulp for the quick bread, and whatever is left over for the juice, we can drink. This is going to take a while. Now, in the meantime, while that's draining, we are going to go ahead and take these skins and get them into smaller pieces. Because we're going to be making marmalade-ish jam with this. And we may need a little bit of the juice to help it. So let's get started. It's down pretty good. One thing about mandarins versus oranges, you don't have to deal with all that white stuff. Because mandarins are basically all peel and hardly any white. A little bit of juice to this, because we are still draining from the pulp for the bread. And we basically do not want any type of large chunks. We want them all to be small chunks. I'm going to add some water to this, because basically we want about 3 cups in total of product. Okay, we got 3 cups. All right, and we're going to go ahead and turn this into some fruit spread. Yes, the orange is going to be a lot more intense flavored. It's not going to be orange jelly, but this will be a great addition to your preserves. You can add this onto, you know, anything that you want citrus, like chicken. This will be great to make like an orange chicken type sauce. All right, so what we're going to do, yes, it looks a little gloopish. That's fine. That's all the pectin that is in those peels. Okay, we have 3 cups of orange. We're going to add 4 cups of sugar. Now remember, we are making this to add to other things. Say if you want to add to orange, you know, make some orange chicken or whatnot, you're only going to use a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. But this is going to last, at least my family, years. All of 1 bag of citrus. All right, we're going to go ahead and stir this in a little bit, and then we'll get back onto the bread, because we do want this to come up to a slow rolling boil. And we're going to bring this up to a candy stage. The soft candy. You want the soft, what is it, softball candy stage. Get out anything that doesn't belong, like a stem that I forgot that was in there, that I didn't get, you know, things of that nature. But it's got enough pectin in it to where it'll candy itself. Alright, so while that is warming up, we're going to go ahead and squeeze as much of this as possible. So you want a lot of the moisture out of here. All we want is the pulp. And believe it or not, this is enough pulp to do more than one batch. Because all we're going to need is about a cup of this. And I'm trying to squeeze it down to the point to where we only have a cup of pulp. Now that we have all the juice, we're going to set this aside. Because I think we're only going to be using a quarter cup of this. Now, quick orange bread, the recipe that I have has regular wheat flour in it, but I have to use almond flour, so I'm going to be adding some stuff to it, but I will let you know what the recipe actually says. This recipe will make 2 loaves of quick bread. You can make muffins out of this too. So it's 3 cups of your favorite flour. Now, because I'm using almond meal, I am also going to be adding, for the conversion, about a quarter teaspoon of xanthan gum. About a quarter teaspoon. Now it wants 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Because this is non-reactant, I'm going to do 2. That is plenty. Because it's not gluten flour, it's not all-purpose wheat flour. I am altering this for me, but normally it would be 3 teaspoons of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and that's not changed. Now it is asking for 1.5 to 3/4 cup of sugar. I am going to do something a little bit different. I made some vanilla sugar. I gave some to my sister as well for her birthday. What I did is that with the beans that I used to make vanilla extract, I actually ground that up with regular white sugar and got vanilla powdered sugar. All right, and we are going to stir this down. Take the candy thermometer out, but you don't really need a candy thermometer. This is still a little bit too thin. We're going to let that simmer on a lower temperature and let it, the moisture come out a little bit more. But we still want this kind of normally boiling. This is a little bit too foamy at this time, but we still want this to bubble a little bit, just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and add an egg. The pulp kind of want to mix it out a little bit so it's a little bit more even and you don't have pockets of ingredients everywhere. I am also going to add just a little bit of clove to this. The original recipe does not call for it, but I liked adding it just for the little extra flavor. Okay, just a pinch. This goes a long way. Now, for regular flour water, or the flour mixture, you're going to want to add 1/4 cup of the juice back into it. But because this is a little bit more drier, we're going to double this. It is almond flour, and it will soak up all of that juice. Okay, after this, we're going to add 1 cup of milk, any milk you wish. I am using coconut milk. Now it does say 2 tablespoons of shortening. I am going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter to put in here. It's melted enough. Get that all nice and incorporated. We're going to put it in a greased pan. It goes in at 350 for about 50 minutes. And in the meantime, this is what we want. We want this nice and slow. And I have this on medium low. And we're going to leave it here for a while. Now this is totally optional. You can either add walnuts or even craisins. Add for this, for 2 loaves, you're going to want to add 1 cup. Alright, so the bread is in the oven. This is about halfway done. This is going to take a little bit more time. You want this at a really thick consistency. Right now we have orange syrup, which is fine, but we still want this to be more jelly-like, even though you can tell through the swirls. I don't know if you can see that, but it is thickening up, and I didn't put any pectin in here. I still have bags of pectin from, you know, quarantine, because everybody was doing everything and all the things, and I'm trying to get rid of those as fast as possible and actually do something with it before they become trash. And that's my oven coming up to temperature. So we all are going to just wait. I'll check on this every once in a while, but it seems to be coming along nicely on its own. Two jelly jars and a pint. So 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups of orange marmalade. I'll go ahead and get these water bathed. These are 15 minutes. This is 25. And the bread is done. There we go. It's more like cake, but still nice and moist. It does need to cool down a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the refrigerator, but good snack on it, even though it's really hot. No, the orange marmalade you can use for other recipes, like other sauces, or if you do like the peel taste, which I do, it adds an interesting flavor to the orange, that orange zest. Doing it this way, you do lose a lot of that tangy taste to it. But it is something that some people likes and some people don't. So either you like it or you don't like it. that is completely up to you. Today has been a day. Now, I did get a toy. I do need to set up the toy and figure out how to use the toy. I will be filming the toy once I get everything figured out. I may need to get a bigger table. It's huge. It's huge. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and keep doing the classic recipes. Now, this recipe was from the book Joy of Cooking. The book that I have is falling apart. Literally, it is my first cookbook I ever received, and I've had it for 35 years, I want to say. 35 years. And it's very well worn. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you next time.